Hello, hello, hello. I hit the button again. I'm gonna have to stop doing that. I'm starting myself earlier than I expect. I'm surprising myself. How is everyone? How are you? Who's out there in the world? Come say hello in the chat. I know we're always a bit slow to start, so I'm probably talking to you, Science Pie. But how are you, sir? What are you working on? Oh, and there's Kaimi as well. Yeah, man, it's been ages. Nice to see you, Maria. Nice to see you. Not to see you, but nice to hear from you. Nice for you to be here. Let me know if I've got problems with audio and all that. It seems a little bit quiet, maybe. Let me see if I can just do a little bit of shenanigans down here. Oh. Maybe that will improve things slightly. Yes, that's looking better on the reader anyway. I'm in the yellow zone, which is always good. Yeah, how is everyone? Have you been hobbying hard, or have you been enjoying summer? Going outdoors, that kind of thing. Glad that everything seems all right your end. Yes, I did happen to spot a little... Oh, hang on, I'm going to have to sort that out later. No, it's okay, it's all good. All right, cool. Yes, I did happen to spot in the Webway weekend already that we already have a little action, a little terrain action from Mr. Science Pie, which is all good. Today I'm working. We're going to swap already. Look at that. That's not very attractive, is it? That's my big box of packing material for when I send stuff to people. Like little miniatures that they've paid me to paint, which is always nice of them. Thank you very much, those people. Right, so what am I working on today? I am working on Rangers, as you could probably have guessed, because, that was the thing. That was the... is this going to be alright? Maybe a little bit closer. No, it's in my face. That doesn't matter though. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I've started on these as usual. It was like a Zenithal Prime, and then what I've done is I've tried to be clever, and I don't think I've really pulled it off, because you have to be clever to be clever. I keep on playing with... I'll get one that looks okay. I keep on trying to play with... this is the one that looks best. Masking for camo to get interesting camo patterns, and it looks a little bit more... it looks a little bit more like the upholstery you'd find on a bus. I thought that was my take on this look. But the general idea was just layering up transparents, so black, and then a white zenithal, and then like raw sienna, burnt sienna, and then a burnt or raw umber over the top, using different kind of squares of masking tape to try and get a kind of like the digital camo pattern. Not really. I mean, it would be too small, and you'd be better off freehanding that than trying to mask it, I think. But I was trying to be a bit cheaty and do it quickly and get kind of the impression of. But yeah, like I say, it looks a little bit like a bus seat cover to my eyes. It's just all right. That's fine. That's maybe there's a planet in the 40k universe where all the plants look like bus seat covers, and that's fine too. So anyway, I'm going to be working on these. I'm not going to fix that. Just paint forwards, because yeah, these are my own personal models, and as long as they look all right, I don't mind. The other thing I noticed about these, by the way, is the double hood action. What's that about? I didn't notice that like all through the build and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't until I was masking it up and trying to decide where to put my squares that I realised that they've got two hoods. They've got a hood on their head and a hood from their cape. Pure madness. Who needs two hoods? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. But there you go. That's what they like to wear. Except for the one chappie who's not got his hood up and only has one hood. Much more sensible looking. I don't think I built them wrong. I think that's like the head options you get are either hooded or helmetless. And since they've changed the helmetless thing to mean Inari, I'm staying away from that. But anyway, that's what we've got going on today. And see, what did Akaimi say here? Work and life kept you busy, but finally hopping back into Star Wars minis. That's exciting. And hello, Mr. Dargo. Just saw you pop in there. And Rangers have been crazy good. Well, that's nice to know. I have not been playing again. I'm a very naughty boy, and I end up only playing with my mate James, who now lives literally at the other end of the United Kingdom, in Scotland, and I'm in London. So I keep on saying I need to find some more people to play with, and I keep on not doing that. But I've just been painting a lot of things. I can't show you the most recent thing I painted because that would be doing myself a disservice. It's the videos that are coming out. But then I painted a whole bunch of what are they called? Grey Knights, and yeah, it's been. I started work on my Dark Crystal mini. I'm not happy with how it is because I'm trying a limited palette thing, and it's very limiting and difficult to get it to look how I imagine it in my head, or look dramatic, I guess is the point. I can show you that actually, because there's no secret. So I've started working on this guy. This is Urak the Scribe, who's one of the mystics from Dark Crystal, if you remember that film. I think I've shown you this mini before on one of these live streams, and yeah, I started painting him with a very limited palette, like way more limited than anything I've tried before. So he's literally black, white, and 2 colors. Is that right? Yeah, black, white, and 2 colors. And the 2 colors are on the same kind of side of the spectrum. It's a yellow and a red, basically. And they're both like earth colors. It's what was the name of the pigment? I can't remember. Anyway, they're both earthy red. So the only kind of option you have to get things cool is to mix in a little bit of the black to try and kind of cool things down. So that's what I've done in the shadows and what have you. But anyway, he's obviously a work in process, as I say, and he's looking fine, but he's not looking dramatic. And I want him to look dramatic, which is very difficult with such a limited palette, I'm finding. I'm sure clever people could do it, but there you go. Anyway, he's not an elf. And ostensibly we're here for the elves. Now, of course, you know, if you're not painting an elf, do feel free to share the links. There's one in the description, and our lovely moderator, Mr. Science Pie, will occasionally post it, as I see he's done already. So follow that link, go to the Webway weekend thing, and post whatever you're working on, if you're working on something. Or, I don't know, pictures of cats and dogs. Those are the only other things permitted. Warhammer miniatures, or any miniatures, sorry, or cats and dogs. Okay? I think it's time to start painting. Oh, hang on. Science Pie's been grinding out loads of games with Ulthway. Very nice. Such a blast. Trying to convince kids to play as Abaddon so I can fight my new avatar. Yes. Yes. It's time for Abaddon. I see this kind of puts me in a difficult position because I like Chaos and I like the elves. But I prefer the elves. So I want the avatar to win because he's obviously got... And also Abaddon, I'm not... Or Abaddon, whatever you want to call him. I'm not... I don't know. I'm not a Black Legion player. I suppose that's the point. I'm a Word Bearers player. So, yeah, you can kill Abaddon. That sounds good to me. Why the heck not? Right, what are we going to do on these guys? First things first, we need to Ulthwayify them because they may be rangers, but they are Ulthway rangers, which means they need some black. And I'm going to try. Something I've done before, the slightly adapted recipe. So I've done before with black ink and like one of the mediums from one of the like speed paint style mediums, one of the contrast paint style mediums. But today I'm going to try it with just plain old matte varnish because I've been really enjoying this stuff recently as a agent to cut my inks when I'm putting them through the airbrush. Not airbrushing now. I'm going to what's face them. Ooh, click. But thought, I don't know, might be interesting to see what happens. So, and what better time to experiment than on live streaming, right? Okay, pop that back because it's big and will be in the way. Carbon black ink. Can I open it with my bare hands? No. There we go. She's open. She's ready to go. And on it goes. Right. So let's see what we can do. So the idea here is to sort of make effectively a contrast paint, basically. And I suppose I could use a contrast paint. I even have like a very dark grey black one. But let's see what this does instead, just for fun. Yeah, the Dark Crystal movie was definitely like one of those things in childhood for me. You know, I've got strong memories, and I rewatched it when I got that mini. That's from Broken Toad, the same people that make the brushes. They did a series. I think it was sort of as part of the new Netflix, when the new Netflix version came out. The new Netflix series based on Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal prequels, it was basically. I think as part of the promotion for that, they did this series of miniatures with the people at Broken Toad, which was cool. And I bought some. Ooh, am I going to get a tide line there? This is drying very quickly. It's warm today. We'll see. We'll see. And if I get a really terrible tide line, I can always just paint it black with opaque paint. Everything will be fine. Or maybe just do a highlight over the top of it. But it's going on very smoothly. See, I like this method. For cheapskates like me who don't necessarily want to buy all the contrast paints. Some of them I'll buy, but they're very expensive. Alright, so yes, Ulfway on the table, that's who I play. When I do get games in, and the one game I played, I think I talked about it last time, was very successful. But how's it gone after the nerfs? Because we got like a weird, just everything, even the stuff that wasn't particularly good went up in price, right? There was a little people being up in arms over that thing. Can't believe I forgot. I'm devastated at my mind for getting worse. No, it's not that bad. Don't be devastated. Oh, I should do this to my poor phone. There we go. You haven't forgotten about anything. You're here. You're right here, me when life. Unless you're implying that you have to go somewhere now and you can't hang around. But it's all right. We do them every month. There's not actually a lot of black on this lady. Shoop, shoop, shoop. What was I saying? Yeah, so nerfs. I don't know how that's actually gone down, whether it was just sort of a big hoo-ha about nothing, which sometimes happens in the community, doesn't it? We get like a nerf package or whatever, and people get rather excited about it in the bad way. And it turns out to be not so bad. But yeah, and also I'm pretty sure everyone who hangs out in this stream is pretty casual player anyway, so you might not even be playing with the new points. I don't know how you write your lists. Oh, why? I bought 2 new contrasts and washes and cried when the guy asked for 20 quid at the till. 4 pots of paint was the last thing you could always grab. Prepaid lol. Yeah, no, it's they're pretty crazy. I'm also like, people are going wild about the pure pigment ones, and I looked at them and I thought, what's exciting about that? Surely you just buy some ink, because they don't, the pure pigment ones don't run into the thing like the regular contrast paints seem to. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not a big contrast paint user, so I am big on inks and stuff though. So I'm bound to be a little biased, aren't I? Yeah, I mean, you know, I went to the art shop the other day and walked out having spent 80 quid on paints, but the difference is when you buy artist's paints. And it wasn't just this one, it was several of these, but you know, like that's like £7 or £8, I think. So the same as a contrast paint, right? I think they're like £7 now, the contrast paints. But look at the size of that compared to a contrast paint bottle, which is that big. Yeah, you know, I'm not one of these people who's like, you know, I don't want to GW bash the companies. Got to make their money and all that kind of stuff, but it does seem rather pricey. Yeah, we're all piling in now, are we? I see, showing up. He missed the start. Well, you know what? The start is not where it's at. It's normally about halfway through. That's where it's at. That's when we have peak people and I still have energy. So yes, don't worry about it. Don't be upset with yourself. Fire and Fade being restricted to once per game is kind of brutal. Yeah, that I saw that and I was like, oh, that doesn't seem very friendly. Hang on, I want some advice. Look at that. Look at that gun, right? So I try and two-tone my guns just to make them a little bit more interesting. So we've got like a little zone down here. Can you see that? You've got the little zone down here, which is like a slightly different level. I'm making it wet, not black. And then you got this bit and the sight and the barrel of the gun. Okay, so a portion of this will be the bone color and a portion of it will be black. But which should I do? Which way around? What should be black and what should be so like normally what I would do is maybe, for example, do this, the body of the gun here, and this and this and this in bone, and then the deeper recessed areas in black. That seems to make more sense to me visually, but I don't know, on your advice, what do you think would look good? I think that might look more striking against the general darker thing. I'm talking myself into just doing that now, but tell me your opinion anyway, and don't be sad if I ignore you. The only thing is, like, because this glove should be black as well, right? I guess, or maybe the glove should stay brown. No, the glove should stay brown, and then this bit here should be black, the elbow that's sticking out there. But then this is brown. Yeah, well, whatever. I think I'm going to do the elbow black, so her little undershirty thing is black here. Make that work. Very nice. Yeah, I really like this mix of, it's not really working like a contrast paint. Maybe I just need to dilute it more, or just forget that, you know, this is not like going to give me the transparency I need. Could also be because it's not really going over particularly contrasty base. So, but anyway, it's a really cool mix because you get all the benefits of ink, but with a little bit more body and controllability. Yes. So matte varnish from Liquitex and black ink, or a coloured ink. I like it. Yes, that'll do nicely. Alright, that's that done on her. We'll come back to her when we've decided what colour we're doing the things. In the meantime, take the brush out the mouth, put a little bit of beer in it. Very nice, very nice. Command point change really hurts too. What happened to command point? Someone explained to me, because I'm I don't sit on top of the meta, and then I normally try and catch up when I'm about to play a game, and that always ends badly because I've got no brain for remembering rules in the first place. But yeah, so the command points, what happens? But I thought you get more command points generally now. People generally get more command points now. Isn't that what they changed it to? Oh, I don't know. Why do they keep on changing all the things? It makes it very difficult to play the game for mere mortals like me, who can't, you know. I mean, I'm a painter. I'm not a player so much, but I do enjoy the odd game, and then I feel kind of a little bit harried by all the changes. I won't lie. Painting all the little things I've painted over the strap. Oops. Mixy. You guys need to post what you're painting in the doohickey, by the way. Let me see what have I missed here. Bone, body, and tip with black barrel. Ah, yes. I'm trying to scroll to catch up on the chat. Let's get the thing, because I think there was more. Out with reasonable hail of doom changes. The rest of the nerfs were just weird. Points increase on Spirit Seer. What? Yeah, that one was like, what does the Spirit Seer even do? Like half buffs, you know. Anyway, new Imperial Fists yellow is nice to paint with. It's like painting with cream. So that's nice. Yes, Dargo, I like your thinking. Convenience thing of being able to walk into any games version per specific queue that don't require mixing is easy versus buying several hours to spend something to mix. Yeah, of course, yeah. No, I'm not down. I'm not downplaying the thing. And also, like, if you want it to look, although I don't think the heavy metal painters use exclusively Citadel paints. I really don't. I think that's such a yeah, I'm not convinced. So you start at 6 CP and then you get 1 per turn. So 2 per round. Yeah, on the other player's turn and your turn. Gotcha. Right, so you can't do like massive CP bombs at the beginning of the game. Right, okay, I get it. They're wanting you to. Yeah, I remember seeing someone on the more like one of the more competitive channels. What was? Oh, it was Tabletop Titans, and one of the guys on Tabletop Titans just said, like, out and out said, if you haven't spent all your command points by like turn 3, you're playing it wrong. So I guess they're trying to kind of curb that a little bit and kind of pull the games out so that it's decided a little later. Maybe I've changed how thin that is. That's not the end of the world, but yeah. Also, Warlord traits and relics, even the first, cost 1 CP. Oh no, that's no fun. But that's true for everyone, right? That's not just Eldar. So no free Warlord traits. Okay. Why are they? I don't understand. Like, I don't know what that's. I mean, again, I'm not a competitive player. This is the problem. So, you know, take everything I say with a mine's worth of salt, an ocean's worth of salt. But what is that solving? What problem is that? Is the Warlord trait thing solving? Is it just they're just trying to get people to spend their CP, you know, more kind of in the game, as it were, I guess, rather than up front? I don't know. Although that's making you spend up front, but you know what I mean, like slowly over the course of the game. So they limit you at the beginning. Oh, she's got that sticking out. She's not buttoned all the way up. Ninth, where are we? Okay, so all this nerfing to Eldar is just a ploy to eradicate the final Eldar players. The massive buff for 9th edition was just to make us happy. That's my take on it. Okay. They're not going to eradicate the I mean, well, there's rumours that we're going to talk about later that would tell me that they wouldn't be interested in eradicating the things. I don't know. I think that they just bounce hard between, you know, factions and stuff in the way that they run it. It seems to me that, you know, here's all the toys for you. No, you don't get the toys. These guys get the toys. That sort of thing. Demons are coming next, right? Let's see where the hell that goes. Demons, I think, yeah, complicated, very, very complicated faction to balance, I imagine, for rules writers. But yeah, we'll see what they do with them. Reduce CP start with, and relics and warlord traits cost CP. Yep, we don't do it in our house rules. Literally start with 0 CP on my usual. Start with 0 CP. That's interesting. I was at Kid and Sweet Shop in Glasgow last week, being able to bulk buy brushes from our supply store. Yes, lovely. Incentivized to play in mostly one detachment versus the various patrol and fire guards. Okay, it's hard to get around taking troops versus more aspect warriors. Right, yep. Okay, it's all shaping up to be taking away some of the toys for Eldar players, isn't it? But yeah, like I say, I think that's, you know, they've got this big enormous game. So, and they and shareholders and all sorts of things going on. But the important thing is tiny little plastic people, very cool, hanging out with mates, playing silly games, very cool, having a good time, very cool. That's what we like. Yes, Mr. Science Pie, thank you for posting the reminder. People need to drop their chisel in the Webway Hangout area thing. Follow the Discord link, join the Discord, go to the Webway channel and post your minis. What are you working on tonight? What are you doing with yourself and why? Because it's nice to see what everyone's doing. Painty painty. Okay. Yeah. So I think we'll go with what Dargo was saying, maybe. Where are your... Okay, you're wearing black boots for the guns. We'll do a little bit of mixy, black and white. Black and bone, rather. I wish... Well, I suppose... No, that's not... I'm going to do that. Yeah. Yeah, and sorry, going back, someone was mentioning about, yeah, having the... having like the pre-mixed colours. Yeah, it's definitely massive benefit, and you don't... You know, even when I'm batch painting, so I had to batch paint... Have I got it on hand? There it is. I had to batch paint a lot of green things recently. Again, I'm not going to say what they are because I'm releasing a video about it on Monday. You have to wait and see. But I knew I would need lots and lots of green, so this is what I do as a filthy cheap person who won't buy many contrast paints. To just mix up a big bottle of it, yeah, and I'll use it. Also, though, that's only one pigment in there. That's phthalocyanine green and some matte varnish, so it's not so hard to keep track of that. And color matching when you're mixing isn't that bad once you've done it a few times and you get used to trying to match stuff. But yes, there is still a massive benefit to just being able to walk into a shop pretty much anywhere in the world and be like, yes, that's the yellow that I use to paint my little chappies. And it's a very different requirement to artists who most of the time are not trying to reproduce things again and again and again over, you know, maybe even years. But then, well, years. Citadel changed their paints anyway, but you know what I mean. So yeah, definitely. Citadel paints are all groovy. Let's get that in there. That's been done. A little bit on the face, and she'll be done. Oh yeah, and also I need to work out which of the things this is. I did work it out at one point. Hang on, let me just get this here. I'm making a bit of a mess of that, but never mind. So I modelled her with the weird thingamabob, and then there's two of them. Now I can't remember which one this is. I built her, I didn't model her, you know what I mean. Yeah, I can't remember which one that is. I don't think it really matters, and I don't know what this is. Is this just like another part of it, or should I paint that up as like something, as like a little display thing, or what? I don't know. I thought it'd be cool if it was like, yeah, like a little display. So I'd paint it up in blue or green or something and do some little freehand white lines on it or something. Might be interesting. I don't know. What do you think? But maybe. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. Okay, we're almost done with the black body bits. That's you. We've got two more to go. We can do it. Oh, this chap's not wearing a hood either. There you go. We've got two hoodless warriors. I'm going to whip this chappy out. Soup. That's a slightly better consistency for getting through some of the under shade. Okay. And also if I put more matte varnish in it, it'll dry a little matter as well. That's one big shame about using inks, and that's something that's very nice about contrast paints, is the finish. They've matched most of the contrast paints, I think. The finish of most of the contrast paints to the rest of the line, basically, as best they can, I suppose. That sort of slightly satin, matte to satin look. But yeah, shoop. Okay, that sort of looks black. Inks are almost exclusively very, very glossy. So having this matte medium in there, or matte varnish rather, make them behave a little bit more like regular paints in all ways, really. Shoop. I'm gonna just finish this before I catch up with the chat there, because otherwise we'd be painting black all night. I'm still in this situation where I'm basically at the moment only painting my own miniatures on this live stream. So I mean, it's been good because it means that they've lasted and I haven't had to buy any more since the big Eldar release, whenever that was, the beginning of the year. But the pile is significantly dwindled. What we have left is what's her face? Morgan Ra is not painted, not started, and the warlocks, the 2 warlocks that I got. I want more warlocks, but so that was a shame that they went down to just 2 sculpts. I know that technically you can make more with the options, but they don't really look that different, and I think you have to use the bare heads, which I'm not into. I was once upon a time, but I've decided that my elves all wear helmets now because that is more kind of lore accurate. No judgment on people who don't build them like that, but for my chappies, I think that's what I want to do. So yeah, I guess warlocks next month, and then hopefully we'll have some more elves released, or I'll have to buy some more of something. Actually, there's a few vehicles that I still really want that I don't have. So I might be forced to treat myself, you know. I might have absolutely no option. For the sake of the stream, I will have to buy myself some Eldar flyers. And that's it. I just, you know. Right. What are you all saying? Yep, read that. Hard to get around, taking troops, yep, read that. So, poor AdMech players, I think their most powerful stuff used a lot of upgrades that cost CP, and they'd start the game spending 10 on upgrades to begin with. Yeah, yeah, bad luck. And what do? I mean, you know, this is anyway, the way the game's balanced is all very strange. All very strange. That's like me. I have a good few well-established armies, all 5k. I want to be able to get a colour like Avalan Sunset 5 years apart at different ends of the country. Yeah, and why not? It's like McDonald's or something like that, right? That's what they say. It's, you know, if you're stuck in a country, you know, that you've never been to, and you don't know what's going on, and you don't know how to order food, and you don't know what's, you know, and you need to eat, it is useful to have things like McDonald's, even if, like me, you're not a particularly big fan of McDonald's or something like that, to know that you're going to go in there and you're going to get more or less the same hamburger or veggie burger or whatever as you'd get anywhere else in the world is very helpful. Although they do their little local specialties as well. When I was in Japan, what did they have? I didn't go. There's a lot of good food in Japan, so you don't have to, you know, do the McDonald's thing if you don't want to, and I didn't usually want to, but yeah, they do local things, I suppose. But yes, anyway, yes. be anywhere in the world and get your shade of blue or whatever it is. Handy. Whoopsie. Hello, Moxidon, there you go. Took me a second to get that worked out. The Gloomfield, okay. Something like that would be glowy to me. Yeah, okay, yeah, Gloomfield. Yeah, I buy that. Might do a little bit of glow instead of the little screen thing. I like that. We'll read about it anyway. We'll read about it in a bit. Why not? I run the cool little Ghost Helm Corsair guy as a plastic warlock. That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that. I started painting them in a completely different scheme, so I'd have to get another one. But, you know, sometimes we have to take one for the team like that. I forgot how much trying to paint a single colour block on a squad at once can drive one's sanity to 0. Oh, I had, I had an experience of that recently. It's part of my crazy busyness of paint batch. But I mean, that's what I don't, but actually I find like once I get into the rhythm that it's manageable for me personally. There's some things that drive me nuts. Painting annoying things. I know that sounds like a stupid thing to say, but I had to for some reason I can't remember what it was, but I couldn't airbrush bases on something at some point. So I was having to brush paint them, but they were very like a base, they had basing material on them, which just meant that you couldn't run your brush along it and it was painted. You had to go all around every bloody angle, and that drove me to absolute distraction, just because it wasn't easy. So yeah, something either has to be interesting or easy. No in between, please. What I'm doing right now would fall into the easy category, and that's fine by me, especially if you can stick on some good tunes or a podcast or an audiobook or a little live stream with some buddies to have a little chat when you are going insane. Pull you back into the land of the living. Alright, lots of things have been darkened, except the guns. That's alright, I can save that. Might even do a slightly different approach to the darkening of the guns. Helmets for 2 reasons. Easier to paint, and they look cool. Yes, I agree. Easier to paint is a big thing. Like doing a whole squad of helmetless people, which is what I have to do on one of my unfinished projects up on the shelf there. Not fun. Well, not fun. Yeah, no, not fun. No, that gets a little bit. I like painting a head per squad. So when I do Space Marine squads and stuff, if I've got the choice, I'll usually stick the sergeant or whatever with no helmet. Because it's nice, it's fun. You get to practice your kind of highlighting faces and all that kind of stuff, and I enjoy that. So, but the whole squad, that's going to get a bit much. All right, yes, hello indeed, Moxidon. McDonald's. If I say it, if I look in the mirror and say McDonald's 3 times, then Science Pie has to order a burger. It's a well-known urban myth. This channel really introduced me to Molotov, and man, I love using these. The petrol is seeing a lot of use. Yes, petrol. Molotov petrol is one of my favourite colours. I'm going to talk about paints again. I'm always talking about paints. That's what I do. It's great. And I'm glad that you've been introduced to them. I was introduced to them by everyone's favourite insane speed painter and generally fantastic painter, and probably the best painting instructor on YouTube, I would say, Mr. Marco Frassoni, or Dr. Marco Frassoni, get that right. They're awesome. I mean, they have their uses as well. There's stuff that I just wouldn't use them for. I very rarely use them with brushes personally. Although I've got a sneaking suspicion they might be good for certain kinds of like bold freehand and stuff because they're so opaque but so liquidy. But through the airbrush, mwah, lovely paint to use. Lovely paint to use. We'll have a quick look in the thing as well, I think. If I, what am I doing? I'm doing that one. Yeah, that looks like it's going to work. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Ta-da! Things people are working on. 5 new messages. Let me just finish. Stay strong, give me. Yeah, it's hard. Painting hovers because canonically elves have very fine skin, so the details are hard. Yeah. Yeah, good complexion. No, you don't want to paint. You don't want to paint something that has good skin. You want to paint something that is like, you know, nasty and gnarly, like a big space marine head or a nurgly thing or whatever. That's more fun for me anyway. I'm trying to get perfectly smooth skin, which is what you have to try and do on an elf, I suppose. Not so fun. Very nice. This looks up here. I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on with this terrain piece, not with the paint job, but it almost looks like a palette for a second. I was like, oh, they've got a little palette on the thing. It's like a stand, and then this is like a big. Anyway, yes, very nice. Here comes the terrain from Mr. Science Pie. A little bit of Mechanicus stuff going on there. Not exactly Eldar or 40k, but Hangout listed the vibe while I work on some custom color Legion troops. Legion of, oh yes, you said Star Warsy stuff, right? Very good, very good. Nice, all in tiny little pieces. Do you paint your little chappies in sub-assemblies, Akaimi? You crazy person. I say that. I mean, obviously you've got to paint how you want to paint, but I find sub-assemblies drive me mad. Just keeping track of all the bits, for one thing. But yes, very nice. Tiny little pen. Oh, that's not how that works. Okay, good to know. Dargo is building the Leviathan. Nice pose. I like that. That's very cool. I built something similar recently, and another dread. This kind of style dread rather than the old box dreads. And I've realised when I looked at it today, it's not painted yet. When I looked at it today, I realised I'd given it like a little sassy hip pop because I'd put the body on like one angle and the hip on a different angle, and not in like a dynamic way, but it just kind of looks a little bit sassy. So that'll be interesting to paint. Sassy little dreadnought. But yeah, that's awesome. And these new plastic dreads, I mean, I'm not known for being a massive Space Marine fanboy, but there's some stuff coming out from the plastic 30k stuff that is just gorgeous, I tell you. That new Emperor's Children Praetor, it is, right? I hope I'm saying that right. Is just, wow, that's a beautiful model. I'm gonna get that and just paint it, I think. I'll be honest with you. I don't collect Emperor's Children, I don't play 30k, I don't have any 30k armies, but I just think that model is just hits the spot for me. With the helmetless head with the speaker built into the, oh, very good. Loved that. Was dead into that. Look at these little, who's posting this now? Okay, yeah. All these names. I'm glad you put the local furry thing in brackets all the time. So this is me when life, I believe, is doing some little wraithy boys, not little, some big wraithy boys, ready to kick some butt. Oh, that's all you can do without more paints? Well, okay, you need to get more paints then. What's going on with your paint situation? And a Leviathan body. Look at that. With the, I recognise this, I've been doing that recently. Where is it? Oh, these old school 30k instructions. None of that colour stuff. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I must say, so I put these together. I mean, and you know, oh, hang on. No, I've got the wrong video one, haven't I? Goodness me, Craig. He calls himself a professional. There you go. That's what I wanted to show you. This is from the Dark What's-Her-Face box. And other than the absolutely mind-bending, talk about things like repetitive tasks that drive you insane. Where is it? There we go. This little innocuous-looking instruction here that's also incidentally wrong, that says, oh, you know, just put 32 and 33 together 20 times. It's actually 40, and you'll be fine. Wow, that that was truly brain melting, especially because it leaves you with a big bloody seam down the thing. So then you try and go, okay, well, I'll use sprue glue to fill the seam, but then you realize, oh no, I can't do that, because even though I did it on 30 of them before I realized, because when you try and clean the sprue glue like you normally would, sprue goo, there you go, it's got knobbles in the way, so you can't do it nicely and easily. And anyway, this I fully understand that it's very nice to have all of the rivets nicely rendered, nicely molded and all three-dimensional in the correct dimensions and all that stuff. But my god, Games Workshop, you're killing me with this kind of stuff. Or Forge World, I suppose. Games, I don't know who makes that. I don't know who's responsible for that atrocity, but it was rather infuriating. Okay, we need to do some leather bits that aren't the capes and cloaks. I'm going to do a little spin around there so I don't accidentally put my hands in the thing. Let me just catch up on the chat here quickly. I'm definitely going to... yeah. Definitely doing as much as I can with an airbrush. Yes, yeah. If you're batch painting, then that is what you need to do. Is use the airbrush as much as you possibly can. That will make it go fast. Like assemblies for Star Wars Troopers, because it's easier for me to paint the armor stripes and markings. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but it's paint. Yeah. I mean, that's it, isn't it? You have to take the hit where you can take the hit, as it were. So I paint some stuff in sub-assemblies, of course. I just try and avoid it if I can. That's not the paint I want. This isn't the paint you're looking for. This is the paint you're looking for. This is my favourite go-to, no-thinking recipe for leather. It's a little bit of Vallejo tan, or carne marron, as it's called in Spanish, apparently, according to the Spanish name of it. Selling out the money for paints right now. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. You'll work it out. You'll work it out. And then it will be glorious. And ironically, those shoulder pads almost completely convinced me to get about 100 Legion-specific shoulders. Yeah. I wonder if they planned it that way. I didn't even think about it. No, they didn't plan it that way. That's too nefarious. I really think that they just wanted nice ones. But it nearly made me buy a bloody 3D printer. I thought, God, if I had a 3D printer right now, someone's definitely made this STL, probably before they even made these miniatures, because people like the, Mark 6 or the Horus Heresy era knobbly shoulder pads. And you could just print them in one piece, and then they would be perfect and glorious, and you could set them up so that all of your knobbly bits from the 3D printing were on the inside, not the outside, and just stick them on, and it would have made me a happier man than I was building them. I'll tell you that much. And if anyone commissions me to do that, I'm strongly considering just taking the hit and paying someone to print the shoulder pads for me, because I think it might be, honestly, a better use of my time. But we'll see. No one's commissioned me to do any 30k stuff yet, so yes. So local GW guy told me that the pauldrons are multi-part like that to avoid a big mold line up. What? Yes, let's defeat the evil mold line by putting a massive seam. I think local GW guy may have been used car salesmanning you there a little bit. That's my interpretation of that. It's a feature, not a bug. Yeah, no, don't buy that for 1 second. They did it, I'm pretty sure they did it because they wanted the knobbly bits to all be pointing out in the right direction. And the way that GW makes their stuff means that, it's they drill, they see, not CNC, is it CNCing? The metal molds. I've been told this by a reliable source directly. So they don't make a thing and cast a thing and then make a mold of the thing or whatever like you would with a resin miniature. And it makes sense, to be fair. I guess this is how all injected plastic molding works, but they CNC directly, which means you have to have a drill bit that has to have access, and the CNC machines now are clever so that they can come in at funny angles, right? But that pauldron with those bits is just too much. You know, they can't get around to drill the mold to make the knobbly bit stick out the right direction if it's one piece. So that's why they did it in two. That's I'm pretty sure what happened there. They really wanted them to be like that, and that's what they did. So that, you know, they wanted all the bits to stick out in the right direction. And if I'm wrong, well, someone tell me. But I don't buy your GW guy. Enjoy making your cuppa. Enjoy your cuppa, Mr. Science Pie. Don't know how you managed 40 shoulder pads. I was at breaking point with just 10 guardians because I stupidly cut out some of the parts altogether. So it took 10 minutes. Yeah, no, yep. That's I've made that mistake like once and never again. And now I do. I mean, like when you're batch building something like those guys, the 30k Marines, to a certain extent you can do it, but yeah, no. I leave stuff on the sprue until I need it because it can be rather infuriating trying to work out the difference between bits. Sure, I've had the 3D printing guys at the shop going almost non-stop on various shoulders, heads and chain glaze since the new HH edition. Only legit Forge World pieces in this army is curse. Well, I shan't pass comment on the printing of Forge World miniatures, or the printing of anyone's miniatures. But those bits, I mean, God, no. I wouldn't have no qualms 3D printing something like the shoulder pads, because frankly, it's a bit insane to try and build those 40 things, as I know from recent experience. It took me to build the whole box, which I've done now, and base the whole box. It literally took me like, I want to say 3 working days of time. It's crazy. It's so much plastic, and time investment. Building is big, and I didn't go crazy with the bases, but even the bases was like a half day or something, because it's just, you know, 40 of this thing, and then the 2 Praetors, and you don't need it for the tanks obviously, but then the tank rather, but the big chap, what's he called, the Dread, the Contemptor Dreadnought. There you go. I've been searching for that word in my head, and now I have it. Now he's got it, damn it. Alright, so this leather's looking rather pinkish at the moment, I'm sure you'll agree, but don't worry, it's all part of the plan. Most of the Space Marines for my I've just seen he's got shoulder pads that I should have been painting black. Damn it, never mind, we'll do that later. This is the weird thing about these miniatures, these like cloaked Eldar miniatures, is they always have their shoulders on display, their shoulder pads on display. But that means like they've literally got to put their coat on and then put their shoulder pads on top. Seems crazy. It's like when they released that video, GW released a video of the Space Marine getting into its armor, and it was very cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was very, very cool to see that. But I did think like, wow, let's hope there's no emergency battle that these guys need to make it, you know, out to, because that's a time-consuming process. Especially if you got to wait for Chanty Mechanicus Man to get out of bed before you can start, which I'm sure you do. I'm sure it would be very heretical to put on your armor without a Chanty Mechanicus person waving some incense in your face whilst you did it. Oh, Imperium of Man, you silly people. Should be just singing your technology into existence. Like an elf. Alright. That'd be good if I could just sing a little song to my miniatures and they'd be all painted beautifully and Golden Demon standard. Oh, Golden Demon, yes! Speaking of which, is anyone going to make the pilgrimage? It's in the UK this year. It's at lovely Warhammer World, which I still haven't been to, even though me and my friend keep on saying, let's go, let's go. And now I have a car and I can drive, so no excuse. No excuse not to go pay a little visit. So I think that would be my my visit. I think I'll go for Golden Demon. See what's going on. I'm not entering. Don't feel quite up to that. I'd like to go and have a look at them first, you know, see the miniatures in person. It's one thing to see the stuff on Instagram or the page, you know, the Warhammer community page, the winners and all that kind of stuff. It's quite another to see it in person, so I want to just kind of gauge the field and see if it's worth having a bash. I think before I make any commitments in that direction. I mean, commitment, you know what I mean, because it's a very particular painting style that they're after with Golden Demon as well. That much I do know. And it's a little bit different to my painting style. So if I was going to enter, I would have to put a lot of time and effort into painting something in a way that I would not normally paint it, which is an interesting and fun challenge. But I want to see if like everyone is like way above my standard or just a little bit above my standard and different. I think before but we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll be like, yes, I'm entering, I'm gone, I'm doing it. But anyway, I'm definitely going. I say definitely, almost certainly going. I really would like to go, because it'd be fun to join in a big event like that. I haven't done that before for Warhammer. The Praetor with the half cape over the shoulder is the most irritating, ill-fitting little corner cape piece that looks half goofy and half awesome. It looks all awesome to me, mate. I've got to be honest. I'm into it. I'm into it. It's very like ostentatious and over the top, which just seems absolutely perfect. Eyes are glazing over from painting all that brown with a Camo. And my eyes are glazing over from painting all this leather. Nah, it's alright actually. But yes, I know the batch painting feels. I've been there very recently. As you'll all see on Monday when you wait with bated breath for the video. It's a good one actually. And it was an enjoyable process, but it was occasionally quite grueling. And you're really good at painting. I can't fathom being able to paint that well. Hopefully I can be as good as you. Oh, no, that's very kind of you to say. That's very, very kind of you. Do it more and you'll get better. And think about it whilst you're doing it. That always helps. But and also don't, you know, I'm not. I know what my level is. I'm an all right painter, but man, the latest, I might just pull that up just to ogle it. The latest piece that Sergio Calvo, well, I think latest anyway. The latest new piece that Sergio Calvo has posted on his Instagram. Wow, that absolutely took my breath away when I opened up Instagram and saw it. God, it's remarkable, I tell you, remarkable. A Big Child Creative mini, like a maxi mini, you know, a display piece. What's going on there? He's got his gun holstered in this lovely, very attractively decorated gun holster that he's got here. Nothing I do paint wise I don't think is particularly technically complicated most of the time. Or I'll take that back. It's technically complicated, but it's not very, like, it doesn't require a lot of skill. I'm constantly finding ways to make up for my complete lack of skill. That's why I do all that underpainting stuff and all that. So a lot of it's just like being clever with the airbrush and finding the right colours and that kind of stuff. But not on the live stream though. We tried airbrushing on the live stream once and it seemed a bit antisocial to be constantly in a mask, and I did sort of think about it before I did it. That was the Pirates live stream, the Corsairs live stream. I did sort of think, is this going to be alright? Let's try. because I thought it would be interesting to see the process of underpainting those colours and stuff, but yeah, no, not a good idea. That's why I do all the airbrushing stages before the live stream now. Try and be a good boy. Keep my mouth free of mask, so you can hear me prattle on about nonsense. Ding, 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 ding. Very good. Very good. Okay. Give the brush rinse over the top. Yeah, it's the sign there. That avatar is really gorgeous. Which avatar? What you looking at? What you looking at, Sean Chowdhury? I wonder if I can pull up the thing. Hang on, let me just see quickly. Does he have, let's see, what's his name? His name is Sergio Calvo. And he's got a website, but I don't know how frequently he uploads it. And he's also got his Instagram gallery on his website. Yeah, I thought so. No, all these painters do not keep their websites very. That's just fair enough. It's Mendox. It's paint the backside to. Oh, okay. You're looking at Sergio Calvo. Yeah. Oh, I've just realised it's not the latest thing. I mean, yeah. So let me just do a quick swapsy. That's his avatar, which is gorgeous. It's a really interesting statement, I think, as well. It's just like a two-tone thing. It's not finished though, is it, in this picture? I don't think. I was painting in this avatar on Twitch, make tutorial. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's done in this picture. But yeah, really, really, really pretty stuff. He does this trick where he thins his acrylic inks. He paints stuff with a brush, then he thins his acrylic paints, his regular acrylic paints, with the Tamiya thinner and a bit of water, so it becomes quite transparent but very smooth. And then he glazes that over with the airbrush, and that's my biggest takeaway from Sergio Calvo, because looks amazing. You can see kind of like around this area here. You've got the kind of texture of the brush strokes of whatever he's got going on here, these like melty, drippy lines and stuff. But then you get the kind of smoothness and the kind of warmth of the airbrush work. So I'm almost certain that's what he's done there. And just generally all over the place. But yeah, I don't know what's happened to the thing that he posted. Maybe it was on Big Child Creative. So quick check, Big Child. Maybe that's where I saw it. I'm sure it was him that posted it though. Oh, well, here you go. Here it is in process. So this is another Sergio Calvo thingaby. Putting my avatar in the bin now. Oh, don't say that. My avatar didn't look that good either. And also, I built. I mean, my personal avatar I built wrong, so the bloody thing still is unpainted because I'm ashamed by how I messed up building that thing. Anyway. And I can't stand the thought of having to redo him. But no, I mean he's literally like probably one of the top 3 painters in the world. So we mustn't feel too bad about our paint jobs. This thing here, has it got the full? No, don't do that. Haven't you got extra pictures? I thought this is no. What happened to the big picture? It's beautiful. Try and find the big picture of this. You can sort of see it in the corner there, but it's just phenomenal to think that that's a 3D model and not an illustration. I don't know. Maybe that's not in the spirit of things. I don't know. But anyway, this like the work on these crystal balls, because it's a solid object, right? But it genuinely looks like a transparent crystal ball the way he's painted it. Just. That's what I meant. Yes, sorry, Science Boy. Yeah, your avatar is like literally the best thing that's ever been painted by a human being. So, don't worry about it. Sergio Calvo has a thing or two to learn. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, lovely stuff. Anyway, that's Sergio Calvo. He's a very good painter. We shouldn't be jealous of him. We should just look at his stuff and cry. No, that's not right. We should look at his stuff and think, isn't that pretty? And maybe one day I'll be a tenth as good as that. All right, speaking of getting good, let's continue to lay in these big fat base coats. That's another thing that Sergio Calvo sort of what do you call it, like advocates, is blocking in colors, which kind of surprises me, because I think of that kind of painting as being more kind of related to like a more kind of artistic approach, where you don't block in your colors, you know, you're sort of thinking about the shading and stuff from the get-go. But no, he does big chunks of color and then goes in and shades them. Anyway, more like you'd paint like a wargaming mini, I suppose, in my head. Ooh, am I going to get in there? Boop. Yep. Okay. Leather. 1, 2, 3. These time lapses are really cool. There's many really cool people posting informative things, useful things. Feel kind of glad to start this hobby in the era of YouTube. Yes. Back in the old days, you just have to speak to some dodgy bloke at your local game shop about how to paint stuff, or look in White Dwarf. They'd have painting guides in there. Yeah, but what did we, I mean, how did we do anything before the internet? How did we learn? It's madness. Getting around cities. Can you imagine having to take a bloody map with you and know how to read the thing? Madness, pure madness. City map reading is not that bad, actually. You got street names and stuff. Anyway, how is progress going, my dear friends? Are you making any? Are you having a good time painting or building your beautiful little things? Post it in the Discord so we can all marvel at your talents and your skills. What time are we on, by the way? 9 o'clock. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Might be story time soon, who knows? Story time. Why has that become a thing? That's hilarious. Just me reading stuff out of the codex that you've already read. I should probably try and find... I was thinking of doing one of the whole short stories at one point, just for fun. From the old codex. But it's quite long. I think it might be a bit much, I don't know. Raise your hand if you want to hear a whole short story. Send yourself to sleep. Oh, not a bad thing, to be fair. A little bedtime story about elves fighting Chaos Space Marines. Spoiler alert. Shoop. Okay. Yes, progress has been made. Just want to check this quickly, make sure I'm not missing anything important there. Nope, just people waving at people. Very good, very good. Webway weekend. Yep, okay. Alright, I think I caught all of her leather. Then this has been the best Sergio Calvo weekend yet. Yes. I've never seen him paint a space elf. He's painted loads of orcs and including 40k ones. But I've never seen him do a space elf, so maybe we should boycott Sergio Calvo, actually, now that I think about it. Terrible work. Terrible work. How did the Harlequins fare through the great nerfing? I mean, I suppose they got the same point and CP damage that all the other elves got. But was it particularly bad, or was it alright? Do we have any Harlequin players in the house? What's going on with the kit? Dargo. What is OCD madness inducing with regards to the Leviathan kit? Roast your marshmallows. The story's about to begin. Yes, I think I'm going to finish my leather bits, and then I'm going to find out from the new codex what that thing is, the gloom thing. What exactly it does, just out of curiosity, because I've forgotten, because I'm a wayward, rare player. I just like the little plastic men. and yeah, and then we'll find out what the old and new codexes have to say about Rangers. Are they called different things? I think there might be something of a difference, or maybe not. Maybe the law hasn't changed with the Rangers. They've always just been like space elves that couldn't handle Craftworld space elves that couldn't handle the restrictions of all the paths and had to go out and get away from things for a little while. You know, difficult teenage year version. They're like gap year elves. There you go. That's the metaphor I'm looking for. You know, they've finished college, or whatever you want to call it. They finished sixth form, and they just need to get out, see the world a bit, man, before they make any commitments. Kate Brunei. They used to be called Scouts. That's the difference. I thought there was a difference. They did used to be called Scouts, right? Well, we'll find out shortly anyway when story time arrives, if I can paint a little bit faster. I am milking this leather a bit. There's something strange about painting on live stream that makes you at once self-conscious of your painting and not as kind of laser focused as you might be on it, because you're checking chats and all that kind of stuff. It has a strange effect. Oh, and okay, so here's the other big news that I was going to mention today as well, and I was wondering if anyone else saw it and what you thought of it. Now, we are in rumour land, so no excitement, please. Cold, disinterested, disengaged consideration of the facts only. But Valrak, have you seen Valrak's video recently about space elves, maybe? And the fact that his very reliable source on the inside, one assumes, claims that there is a substantial Exodite release on the way, as part of Wave 2 of the Eldar refresh. Goodness me! If that's true, I'm going to be very, very poor. Because I'm going to spend what little money I make painting plastic toys for a living on more plastic toys. Because space elves riding dinosaurs is the best thing ever. And they've never had, to my knowledge, they might have had like a couple of Rogue Trader little releases or whatever, but they've never had a proper GW release. So, what do you think? Chances? I thought when I saw that, I said to my mate who links the video to me, James, I don't think he's with us today, but he's been around before. I said to James, oh, that'll be cool, it'll be a Kill Team box and I'll definitely get that and that'll be ace. And then he said, well, if it's true, it wouldn't be a Kill Team box surely, because the whole point of Exodites is so that you can have elves riding dinosaurs. And they don't do that kind of thing for Kill Team. It's all just little single chappies on their own little feeties. And maybe the odd drone or something if you're a Tau person. But certainly no big vehicle types or centerpiece types, which you would need if you were going to do the Exodites, surely. And so he's quite convinced that if they do it, and the rumour is true, it would have to be, needs must, a full-on, substantial sized thing that would need its either own codex or supplement, which sounds mind-bogglingly cool and would be absolutely awesome, and also sounds perhaps a little too good to be true, because they are already releasing a whole new faction in, I'm assuming, the pretty near future, namely the reimagined squats, Leagues of Votann. Are they really going to do another whole new range? And if they do that before the guard players get a refresh, will the guard players' brains explode? That seems crazy. But then, they've been making a lot of money and they've been going all, what do they say, pedal to the metal recently. So I guess it's not beyond the realms of possibility. It would be very cool. Oh, I just saw something pop up in the chat. We'll get to that. Not the chat, but the other chat. So I heard this from Valrak, Science Pie. Valrak is the I can't even say this in public. He bugs me sometimes, I'll be honest, because he's this massive YouTuber, commentator on all things Warhammer and leaks and all that kind of stuff. But then he turns around and says stuff like he doesn't. I don't know anything about the elves. And I'm like, well, why do you have this huge YouTube channel that's about commenting on Warhammer stuff and you don't know about Eldar? Anyway, it seems very silly. But he seems like a genuine and a nice enough chap. And he does seem to have a very reliable source on the inside. And he said in a video, if you search Valrak Exodites, it'll come up. He said that his source says that it's coming. So, I don't know. It'll be crazy if it does. Where am I going? Let's click. Right, let's see. Nice, he's killing me. Not a spacecraft world, I don't think. Okay, that was for the thing, yeah. Anyone know a good way to stop having a song stuck in your head? I've got Better Call Saul theme stuck in your head. Humming it for ages. I believe that the general consensus on that is to sing a different song that's equally sticky, and hopefully as it dislodges the other one it flies out the window and they both disappear. But Bohemian Rhapsody is a good one. Start singing yourself, because Bohemian Rhapsody is quite long and kind of convoluted, so if you sing yourself the whole thing, hopefully it doesn't just get hooked and it kicks out the Better Call Saul theme, which is something I've never watched, so I don't know how that goes, and now I don't want to know because I don't want it stuck in my head. So many small parts and odd joints. Yeah, all of those kinds of Forge World dreadnoughts I've found have it's cool because you can do cool poses like you've done with your guy, but they can be a real faff to put together. Scouts in 2nd edition, indeed. Oh, I see. Now I've put 2 and 2 together. Kai Ebenrai and Kai Ebenrai, which I read as Kai Bonrai in Discord. Kai Ebenrai. Kai. Okay. Or Kai, I don't know. Anyway, tell me how I'm saying your name wrong. Gives benefits of dense cover if shot from a distance. I imagine it's probably some sort of sneaky type tool. Ah, yes, that's in reference to the gloom field. Yeah. And where did I hear it? If you're getting the new ash wastes for Necromunda, is that the implication being? Yeah, Valrak, I can't pronounce Eldari units. Yeah, clear as a sign that Dawn is returning. It's what he says in every bloody video. Eldar on Dinos works for AW. What am I missing? AW. I haven't posted more pics as looks exactly the same, so never mind. K Ebenrai. K. Anyway, we'll go with K, shall we? Yes, K. There you go. Now I know. Thank you very much, K. AW? What am I? I'm being dumb. I know I'm being dumb. I'm sure that's a very obvious abbreviation of something, but I'm not picking up, or initialization to be pedantically correct. AW. But so, ash wastes. Oh, right. But does that make any sense? Why would there suddenly be exodites on Necromunda? Is that something that's been in the lore that I've missed in the past? It could work. Would be cool. Or are they gonna expand the? No, that doesn't make sense. It's very Necromunda tied. I haven't checked out the rules for that yet, but I'm assuming it is just very much like a Necromunda expansion. Yeah, sorry, the thought process was like, oh, maybe they'll do like ash waste rules for different planets so that they can expand the line, but that doesn't make sense, I don't think. It would have to be on Necromunda. So yeah, I don't know how that would work, but maybe I could see that. I'm trying to think if there's any equivalents. I mean, it could be like, you know, like having, I don't know, like having Kroot in a what's a face army where they do get a very limited release, and they'll get rolled into the next Eldar Codex and just get a supplement in the meantime. That could work. I can't imagine there'd be a whole another army. I mean, would they really go to all the effort of rolling in all of the elves, but all of the not dark elves, into one book and then release another book with a different flavor of elf? Maybe that's why they did it, because they thought there'd be too many books and they wanted. I don't know, but I'm very curious to see if it's true. That would be super duper exciting. As I say, I would transition from being precarious to poor. Not precarious, I'm fine. That was a joke. But yes, I would be. I could see myself spending a lot of money on that. I really liked the dragons that they did for that other game, Age of Sigmar. I know that there was some sort of Marmite kind of situation with those, with, you know, some people not thinking they were quite right, but I thought they looked awesome. So if it's anything like that, if it's straight up like regular looking dinosaurs, like just like a T-Rex, I don't know how I'll feel. That might be a, I don't know. It is a bit daft, isn't it? On this alien planet, on several alien planets actually, right? Because the Exodites are not limited to a single planet. There's all these things that look exactly like human Earth dinosaurs. But I'm pretty sure whatever they are, if Jez Goodwin's involved, I'm pretty sure I'll love it, because I like pretty much everything that man produces. But anyway, this is all disgusting speculation, dangerous speculation, the path to disappointment. So don't get your hopes up. It's probably just rubbish, but it's not. Okay, I'm still sad about poor Corsair's army and the transition from 7th to 8th, but the new kit is amazing. Yeah, because you don't have like a way to play them anymore, right? You can just kind of take them as a little extra flavor in your 40k army now. Yeah, which is a shame. It's a shame when they squat things. Alright. Okay, I think that's my leathery bits done and done. So, the first stage of the leathery bits anyway. Should we have a look and see what these elves are all about? These elves that we're doing today. We've got my library over here is expanding. Oh, beep, boop, come on. How'd you come? So in the old days, back in the old days, let's just close that up and maybe just move this far away, because I don't want to get paints and inks on my lovely second-ed Eldar Codex. You've seen this all many times. Frequent viewers know that this is a fine and beautiful thing, what I have. And we're looking for scouts now, aren't we? Let's see. Outcasts. No, yes, scouts they are. 20. Chaos. That's a weird old one, isn't it? Page 20, scouts. Page 20, scouts. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, they did get minis. Okay, good to know. Alright, so let's find out about scouts. I mean, just want to see if they've got a general thing about outcasts here. Oh, they do, yeah. Eldar society is very formalized and restrictive, and all Eldar pursue what is called the Eldar Path. The Eldar Path is a system of learning and experience which hones the Eldar mind and temperament in a carefully controlled way. There is no single path, but actually many individual and different paths offering a variety of experiences. Whatever path fate directs them onto, an Eldar is guided by accomplished masters, and their progress is carefully watched as their skills develop. Such rigour and constriction is unimaginable to a human, for it involves self-control and mental discipline that they would find impossible. Sometimes the rigid constraints of the Eldar path are so intolerable even for an Eldar to bear. Such individuals leave their craft worlds and become known as outcasts. Many Eldar spend years or decades as outcasts before they return to the Eldar path. Outcasts must bear the terrible burden of their heightened Eldar consciousness without the protection of the Eldar path. Set free within the universe, they are dangerously vulnerable. Their psychically sensitive minds are a beacon to predatory demons, and in particular to the great enemy Slaanesh. Only Eldar of especially strong character can survive for long as outcasts. After years of adventure and wandering, or sailing the seas of space aboard the pirate fleets, most Eldar eventually return to the sanctuary of the Eldar Path. There are many kinds and degrees of outcast. They leave their craft worlds and live elsewhere, often wandering the galaxy and visiting the worlds of men or the Exodites. They are not welcome aboard craft worlds except briefly, for their minds are dangerously unbounded and attract predators from the psychic realms of the warp. Demons or other warp entities can come into the mind of an outcast and lodge in its psycho-supportive environment of the craft world's wraithbone core. I think I read that wrong, but you know what I mean. Outcasts are also disruptive in another sense, for their presence can distract the young and inexperienced from the Eldar path by their romantic tales of travel and freedom. Dun, 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 dun. And there's a lovely picture of something. What's that supposed to be? I think that might be a Chaos Eldar, which is old school, and would now be, I suppose, Drukhari. But yeah, John Blanche being John Blanche. Very nice. Very good. And these scouts in particular, although many outcasts crave complete escape from the rigours of the Eldar path, they are still Eldar and must remain loyal to their craft worlds and traditions. Many choose to accept a mission from their seers so that they can continue to serve their people in a useful fashion. There are many tasks which would be impossible to accomplish were it not for the existence of these scouts. They investigate alien worlds, search for hidden or lost Webway gates, explore new maiden worlds, and visit known but unsettled worlds to establish their suitability for future settlement. Sometimes, scouts are sent to recover lost artifacts, or to retrieve spirit stones which have been stranded far from home. The greatest need is for scouts who simply watch and wait, keeping a close eye upon potential foes and reporting any source of danger to their craft world. Scouts are frequent visitors to the craft worlds and the Exodite worlds. As outcasts, they rarely stay for long on one craft world. They spend their time far from home, often embroiled in some distant war on an alien world. In times of impending war, scouts flock back to their home craft worlds to help defend them. At other times, they wander through distant space upon their missions. They wear a practical costume derived from the Exodite worlds, and can be recognized easily by their weather-beaten and well-travelled appearance. Most characteristic of all is the long coat, often tied back so that they can move freely. The missions they undertake are dangerous, often extremely so, and scouts always carry an array of deadly weaponry. Scouts may wander for years, undertaking many adventures before they return home to resume the Eldar path. Many of them die in remote places where their spirit stones are lost forever, while some become estranged from the Eldar path altogether and become outcasts of a far more lawless and fearful kind. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Cool. Outcasts, and specifically the Scouts. And aren't they lovely? The one thing I picked up on that was, well, one, the link to the Exodites. That was interesting, since we were talking about Exodites anyway, which I'd sort of had in the back of my head anyway. But also, the worn look, which I'm gonna have to think about with my guys, because they're not looking particularly worn yet. We might have to do something about that. Anyway, let's see what they are quickly in modern 40k. Craft wells, craft hosts, Assyrian path, Dire Avengers, Riding Spears, Striking Scorpions, Fire Dragons, Crimson Hunters. They don't get, no, they wouldn't be in here. Because they're not technically, what? Harlequins? So I don't know how this book is organised. Tell me where the stuff is. Fleet of Infamy. What? Avatar of Cain, Dire Avengers, Destroying the Dark Reapers, Swooping Hawks, Crimson Hunters, Host of the Dead Harlequins, Inari, Ivrain, Vizar, Corsairs. I don't understand. And then data sheets. They must be in here somewhere. Am I going crazy? Same man. Wanderers of the Stars, Avatar of Cain, Dire Avengers, Warp Spiders, Shining Spears, Howling Banshees, Striking Scorpions. What am I looking for? They're not called Scouts anymore. They're called... What are they called? Striking Swords, Dark Reapers, Fire, Swooping Hawks, Crimson Hunters, Host of the Dead, Harlequins, Harlequin Masks, Inari, Ivrain, Vizar. For me, am I going nuts? What's going on? I feel like there's like not even half of the models in that list just now. Avatar of Cain, Warp Spiders and Dire Avengers. Bam bam bam. Shining Spears, Howling Banshees, Striking Scorpions, Dark Reapers, Fire Dragons and Swooping Hawks, Crimson Hunters, Host of the Dead, so that's Wraith Knights and all that kind of stuff. And then Harlequins. Rangers. Have I said it like 16 times? Am I going crazy? Crimson Hunters, Fire Dragons, Shining Spears, Howling Banshees, Dire Avengers, Wolf Spiders. No, they're not there, right? What? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, I must be going mental. Swooping Hawks. No, I'm not doing this again. I'm going crazy. Wanderers of the Stars? They won't be in there, would they? Laytok, Biel Tan, Yan Den, Same Han. No, Wanderers of the Stars, that's that section, right? The Avatar of Cain, Dire Avengers and Warp Spiders, Shining Spears, Striking Scorpions, Dark Reapers, Fire Dragons, Swooping Hawks. None of this says Crimson Hunters. None of this says Rangers. None of that says Rangers. Am I... What is going on? Do they have a what's-a-face? That doesn't have an index, does it? Glossary, but no index, right? I'm not making that up. Yeah. Pure madness. I don't understand. Guys, help me out here. Have I gone totally doolally? The Corsairs are there, very nice. Fleets of Infamy, yeah. Colours of the Assyriani. And then it goes into the rule bit, right? Hues of the Harlequins. Colours, hues of the... Oh, they love it. Shades of Death. Panoply of Piracy. And then the rules. No Guardians either. No Farseers, Warlocks, etc. Yeah, okay, no, I'm not going crazy. Yeah. There's a whole bunch missing. I thought they were all in here now. That's so mental. I mean, it's in the back here, right? Wind Riders, Wraith Lords, Warp Spiders. I'm looking for the troopy bit. Because they're troops, right? Warlocks. This isn't the troopy bit, is it? Void Scarred. Oh, it's all over the place. Rangers, right? They're there. We've got them there. And we have, these outcast warriors are adepts in the arts of stealth warfare, marksmanship, and tracking their enemies through the harshest terrain, veiled by camellia line cloaks and gloom-fueled generators. They can hide from their foes even in plain sight as they pick them off one by one from extreme range. Fine, but I don't have the 8th codex, so I've got 2nd and 9th. I was a PDF fiend. I mean, I could probably go and try and find it on my hard drive somewhere, but that wouldn't be fun. I mean, this wasn't fun either, but and also it doesn't have flavor text for the Gloomfield thing. I am very, very upset with you, Games Workshop. I was expecting some interesting little bits of writing. Well, there you go. Thank goodness we had the second ed codex to fulfill all of our Ranger fluff needs. But Path of Outcast, there's some info on page 17. Look at this man with page references and everything. He knows what it's about. Page 17. Where is it? 16, 17. Okay. Oh, I see. Right. All right. Assyriani Path. Nice art as well. This is that guy. I found him on Instagram and then I lost him on Instagram. The guy who's been doing loads of the Codex artwork recently. I like that one. I'm not 100% convinced by all of the interpretations of the elves. Like, I don't know if that does it for me in quite the way some of the other stuff. But his chaos artwork, ooh, that's pretty. Oh yeah, he's got the pen for chaos. I don't know who my favourite Eldar artist is. I'll have to think about that, or have a dig around and see if I can find them. Anyway, Path of the Outcast. The constraints imposed by the craft world life are such that some Assyriani cannot bear them and elect to leave the path entirely. This is a perilous choice, for lone Eldari are vulnerable to the predations of demons. Many leave their craft worlds to follow the path of the Outcast, choosing the level of disassociation they wish to have with their former homes. And a slight difference there. Of these, the majority return to their craft world at some point or another, bringing back alien treasures and tales of distant worlds. Some serve their craft world as rangers and shroud runners. In these roles, they seek out threats, investigate alien planets, search for lost Webway gates, explore newfound maiden worlds, and hunt down those who would harm the craft worlds. Sometimes, those who follow this path will also be sent to recover lost artifacts or retrieve the spirit stone from the corpse of a fallen warrior. Sorry. Well, there you go. So a little bit thinner on the ground there with the Eldritch Omens booklet. I don't have that anymore, Science Pie. Do I? I should. I don't know why I would throw that away. I've got the Nachman thing over there. No, but it's not in my little shelf of magic that's right here, so I think I'd have to go digging for that one. And although this isn't exactly the most professional live stream in the world, probably going and digging for a book somewhere else in my house is a bridge too far. A bridge too far. Yes. Well, we had a little bit of info, and there was a slight difference there. What was it? It was to do with choosing. I mean, I suppose, yeah. There was just more, wasn't there? In the old days, there was more fluff about the Rangers. Let's have a quick look at this old day thing, because I think it's cool that Kay has posted. Bam, 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 bam. This is not an olden day thing, but it's a very cool kit bash. Yes, I'm assuming that's an AOS Lizard Man, whatever they're called now, thing, and we've got, is that Mandy Blaster? But it's plastic, so I guess it's not. Maybe the Warlock, the Autarch head, maybe. Yeah, it's very nice, and the Shining Spear thing here, and that comes from, I recognise that as well from an AOS thing, I think, but I can't put my finger on it. Yes, awesome. And looking, actually no, this and the main body will be the Shroud Runner body, right? I'm guessing. Looks fantabulous. Or maybe, no, I don't think that's a Shroud Runner body. That's what I'm going with. Tell us, Kay. Tell us what it is. I've just realised that that's not very well centered, is it? I can't change it now, sorry. Cool. Yes, very cool. And future releases. Can I zoom on this anymore? Open a new tab. That's as big as it gets. I'd have to zoom like that. But yeah, your kit bash, Kate, looks quite a bit like. Oh, you can't see him because I can't make it work. Does that do anything? Nope. Oh, hooey. There must be an add-on or something that lets you zoom around your screen more easily on OBS. Anyway, very cool looking chappies. It's a cold one night actually, and the head is from the War Walker. The hair is from a Wood Elf. That's right, Blood Bowl team. Yeah. I thought I recognised that. This also really gets my attention down here as well. Obviously, these are all very. Oh, this is all epic, actually, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's all epic. I didn't even notice. So cool. Epic was cool, man. I would definitely get into Epic again if Epic came out. My dream, I think I've said this far too many times now, but my dream is for them to release. Why are you not working? There you go. Is for them to release a War in Heaven era Epic game. I just think that would be so cool. Can you imagine, like, old school Necrons, old school Eldar, old school what were they called? Crocs? They're like the pre-orc, the big giant clever ones. I don't know. I think it would be super cool. Just three armies, you know, maybe a couple of like smaller factions. You could even have like old ones. I mean, yeah, I think it'd be cool. Although I don't think they'll do it because it's too, like, you know, they have to keep some mystery in the past so that they can change things when they need to change it and all that kind of stuff. And War in Heaven is just too way back there. But I don't know. If you know any 3D modelers, I quite like doing game design and that kind of stuff. Let me know, and maybe we can make a little fan thing. Because I do think that would be way more interesting to me than Adeptus Titanicus and the fly one, Aeronautica. Yeah, I don't know. It's a dream of mine to do that. What did I say? I said something needed to be black that I had missed completely on all of the models. I know I didn't do that. Could you imagine? I hear people used to say about the Horus Heresy. They did. It's true. All right, let's catch up on here. So it's a cold one night. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I read that already. Drake spawn now. Yeah. Yeah, it is Krork, right? Yeah, Krork. I got that. Yeah. And Fingers Breather from brown, and now you get to do green. Yay! Make Eldar bits for 3D print. Well, post links, go for it. I'm not averse to people promoting stuff if it's cool stuff. Why the heck not? So bang a link. I don't think you can post. Can you post links in YouTube chat? I don't know, but you can stick it in the Webway weekend as well if you like, because Eldar bits is definitely relevant to what we're doing here, is it not? Right, something that should be black on this miniature that is not black. Not seeing it. I could make that black, and of course to do that I will need to bring my black back. Beep on the dry palette, which I think someone mocked me for calling it a dry palette because it's just a palette and that's a wet palette, but whatever, you know what I mean. Whatever, Trevor. Oh dear, that's dried significantly. Nice, yes, very cool, well posted, so go check out that. I'm going to later, that's for sure, although I don't have a 3D printer. Boo. Not yet anyway, I don't have the space for it. Guys, my hobby room is at bursting, and I've said this before, I know that I'm very privileged and lucky to have a whole space that is basically now dedicated to hobby-ish type things, because this is what I do for a living now as well, painting little chappies. But oh my lord, we are at breaking point. We need to work something out, because it's getting impractical to work in here with all these other people's miniatures and all my own miniatures and half-done projects and computers and printers and yeah, so and an FDM 3D printer, which obviously would not be good for printing your bits, I assume, because generally FDM printers are not good for printing bits. But yeah, we're gonna have to do something about it. Maybe just, you know, win the lottery and buy a massive house. There you go. That's what I can do. That's what I can do. Shwoomp, shwoomp. Shwoomp, shwoomp, shwoomp. Shwoomp. I was thinking about keep bashing up some Night Lordsy flayed ones to use as like possessed for the 40k army. Nice. Schwump, schwump, schwump. Yeah, man. I would love to have some concept artist friends. That'd be cool. Because that is something that I cannot do. I cannot draw. And I can't 3D model that kind of stuff, you know. I can do like basic procedural 3D modeling, AutoCAD style stuff. Oh, the pauldrons, that's what it was, the shoulder pads. That's what needed to be black and is not. Does it need to be black or does it need to be bone? I think it needs to be black. But I do get ideas. That's everyone says that though, don't they? Like everyone's got a great idea for a novel. Yeah, well, write the damn novel. See how good it is. But yeah. Shwoomp. But one does fantasize occasionally. Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if I could just make that thing? Right, what was I doing with these guns, Dargo? I think I was, yeah, we were doing black body, black tip, white barrel. Is that what you said? Let's give it a go. Let's just make it black for a start. And then I suppose that means that bit would be bone in there. I really want to do some kind of clever stunt thing on this model before the live stream finishes and be like, ta-da! Look how good it suddenly looks. But I'm just churning. Sorry. But that's not what it's about. It's all about chilling out and hanging out and having good times and finding out about cool things like Kay's Kitbashy stuff. And talking about rumours and talking about the game and all that. I'm doing this black as well now, I've decided. There you go. Apparently that's what my hand has decided for me. La da 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 dum. Okay, they're looking, I mean, you know, it's coming together, but it's a bit kind of boring still, I'm not gonna lie. So this is all going to be white then, I guess, all that handly bit. Okay. Alright, I'll buy it. For now, we'll see how we feel. What have I got to drink? Finished my beer. My one little concession to Saturday night. Okay, cool. Alright. Bone, body and tip with a black barrel. Oh, I did it the other way around. I'm going to paint it all black for now, and then we'll fix it later. I mean, I have no choice but to do that right now that I've painted those other bits black. Should we have a look? I don't know if is it all right, Kate, to look at yourself? I mean, it's good publicity for you. You should be happy. But what if I hate it all? Dun, dun, dun. No, I'm obviously not going to hate it all. Let me see if I. Oh no, because that's not going to work. Is it? Go back. Oh dear, no. I'm having technical difficulties, guys. Give me a second. How can I? Okay, right. So if I make this smaller here. This is all some off-screen. I reframed it because I thought, I don't know, thought it'd be a bit weird for you to see that, but now I've realised don't really know how to do this. Okay, right. So go on then. Let's have a gander. We've got Akaimi that was such a weird effect of the airbrushy marks around here. It makes it feel like no. This framing is not working, is it? Hang on, I've got to go back. Let's do that. Okay, let's do that for now, and then I'll work out what the hell to do about my framing in a second. Oh yeah. I knew. Yeah. Gil's on holiday. Yeah. I've missed him, but we'll survive without him today, I guess. So yeah, all of the airbrushy stuff here makes it feel a little bit like an old Vaseline on the lens 70s, like fadey picture. Looks like a crime scene. Also, kind of looks like a crime scene. That's another place you could take it, I suppose, if your mind is that way inclined. But yes, looking good. Brown boys looking good. Brown panted boys. Yeah. Enjoy. What was it? Green next? Did you say? Enjoy that. In situ kit bashy parts. Yeah. Oh, look at that head. Yeah. Very cool. What is so? Head and warp veins on him. And the guns. That's what I'm seeing as different, but maybe I'm wrong. But the head is very cool. Yeah. Very nice. Should we have a look? Da-da! Hold up. Where are you going? Yeah, look at all that. Oh, it's not loads and loads as well, so we don't. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Very cool stuff. Looking a bit spikier. Yeah, I really want a resin printer. Oh, I've used this website before. I actually have some stuff on here too. Yeah, nice. And there is all the. I think I've seen these before. It's just so slow, this website. Ugh, so slow. What are you generating the 3D image? You silly website. Come on. I mean, I think they do auto-generate these, don't they? Anyway, yes. Nice, awesome stuff. There we go. There you go. These Ghost Noble. So I'm assuming that's the biggest boy, or is it the meat? No, because this is the head we saw just now, isn't it? Yeah, very cool. Let's see if I can do this. Yes, log in. Oh no, you just saw my email address. Well, you can see my email address. I think. Did I just do a terrible thing? Hello, Pergoga. How's it going? I'm about to... Wait, I'm going to go back to... Where's your... How do I do this? How does it work? There you are. Okay. And then I'm going to... No, that's... How do I say... There you go. You've been followed officially by me. I have stuff on here. Hang on. What have I got? A flyer base, some Necron wound markers, and some other wound markers. There you go. Oh, and I did these elf ones. I was actually quite proud of these. The Necron ones are right. This is basically just I just took the pictures from the thing and put it on there. So yeah, that's not that wasn't particularly complicated. But these elf ones I was happy with. I thought these were cool. The idea being that you put your I've got one. I've got a real one somewhere. No, can't find it. It just takes so long to load. It's ridiculous. There you go. No, this is also going to take a million years to load. Right. Okay. So why exactly are you taking people's money? Company. Yeah. These are the. So you put a dice in there, and it can take a D20 or a D6, and you can then point it at the thing that's lost wounds. Yeah. It tells you. It's a wound marker. That's what it is. But those were my elf ones that I did, which I didn't use any of the proprietary stuff because I thought maybe I'll just try and make my own. There you go. You can have those as well. Just printed some of the flyer stands. Oh, there you go. You're the guy that did those bases. That's me. I'm the guy. That's awesome. That's good to know. So a little bit of elf magic going on there. Cheers. Yeah, no, I was chuffed with those ones. But it's just I can't get my head around doing organic like sculpting and modeling and stuff. I've tried several times over many years actually, in fits and starts to get my brain around Blender and solid body modeling. It's called, right? But just something in my head goes nope every time I try and learn how to do it. And I think also the problem is that I don't really have any like well, okay, I was going to say I don't have any artistic skill, and then I know that would sound like compliment because I'm sitting here painting a bloody model, right? But you know what I mean, like I don't draw and all that, which I think if you are serious about getting into 3D modeling and stuff, you need to have a grasp of how to make the things that are in your head in reality. I don't know. Maybe one day in my retirement I will join the path of the Bone Singer proper. And see, I got it back around to Eldar. 360 is what I use. Yeah, Fusion 360. That's what I used to do those things. And I did some terrain, which I think I even threw out recently. I printed off on my FDM printer, which was okay, and it was going all right, but it's just not really right for like Fusion, I find anyway. Fusion 360, obviously I'm sure someone who's like really good at it could make it work, but just I can imagine it Fusion 360 working pretty all right for Imperial stuff, and like you could even do tanks and that kind of stuff in there, I reckon, but it is a bit of a mare to get like elven swooshes and stuff to look really good, I find. But again, that's more my skill level. And then, you know, it just wasn't like it was taking a very long time to see results, and I decided to put my efforts elsewhere. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I'll get back into it again at some point, I'm sure. I need to finish making the wound markers for all the factions, really, because there's a bunch of people, when I was outputting them more regularly, people were like, oh man, you have to do X faction next, I really want some of those wound markers. And I was like, yeah, I'm on it, I'm working on them. But then I also got kind of frustrated with that, because I was trying to make them all functional for FDM printers, so that those elf ones you can print, and actually everything that's on the Cults 3D you can print on an FDM printer, with a regular, 0.4 nozzle, I think is the common one. But then I got onto the Imperial factions, and it just was all of their little marks. Chaos in particular, actually, there are so many little fiddly bits that it's not really appropriate for an FDM printer, and then so I can't print it to prove that the design works. That makes me not want to release it, and so the project kind of died there, unfortunately. But yeah, like I say, it probably is something that I should get back into at some point, when I've done all my 100,000 other projects and ideas for projects. So what am I doing now? The body, just the barrel, just the barrel. So the tip and the body are going to be bone, and just the barrel will be black. Okay, that's what I'm doing. We're back in black. I'm still waiting for GW to release an official explanation as to how Shining Spears perform necessary bodily functions without ever leaving the saddle of their ride. But you know what? I think they're going to leave that one in the mystery column. Sorry, that was a throwback to a previous live stream. That was just crossed my mind. BPBs. Is it in here? Oh, okay, I'll check that out. I will check that out. I'm going to leave this whole thing for some other time. I've just noticed though that at least one of these people has more leather, or faux leather. I don't know. They can't really be using leather in the 41st millennium, can they? They really breeding cows and slaughtering them and stripping their hide and processing their hide. I can imagine the Imperium doing it. The Imperium probably does it with psychers, human skin, but I'm assuming the elves sing a leather-like substance into existence. Gotta be right. Dee 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 dee. James Bond. Okay. Lab leather here, exactly. Yeah. Bone singer leather. So did I say this? We changed over to full proper, actual, not fake fiber, where we have a fiber optic cable coming into the flat recently. This is the first live stream with that, and I tell you, the lag is significantly reduced, and the upload time for my video today, which is obviously not public yet, was obscene. A 9-minute video uploaded in 2 minutes. Crazy. If you're in London, check out Community Fibre, my friends, because they are doing the Lord's work when it comes to internet access stuff. Beep, 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 beep. What is BFG, by the way? Oh, Battlefield Gothic, sorry, yeah, duh, of course, that's very cool. I'll just do a quick, can I, oh, no, the thing again, there we go, do it there. Ooh, I've got 2 likes, that's nice. There, Battlefield Gothic, very cool. Oh yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Little ship. Yeah, Battlefield Gothic passed me by somehow. I was into Epic. I never got into Battlefield Gothic. I tried to watch some bat reps recently, but it's not the same, is it? It'd be cool to get into some of the retro games. But like I say, what I'm really interested in is making a fan game of the War in Heaven. I'm on that now. I know that's gonna bug me, and I have no recourse to. Express that idea. Maybe I'll just write rules and let someone else do the models. Do the thing, release the thing, and see how the community responds. I think that's the way to do it in this day and age, isn't it? The cogs are turning. The cogs are turning. What would make it specifically? Oh, I'm just talking about my idea now. I'm sorry. Science Pie is eating pizza. I'm not talking about elves. It's a classic Webway weekend, folks. I didn't know that Horus Heresy was a fan game. You are a fountain of knowledge, Kay. A fountain of hobby-related knowledge. But in some respects, that just means that if I come up with a good game, then GW will just be like, oh, that's a good idea, and then do it, and then no one will play my game. It is health related though, because we would have to so what technology would the Eldar have? So in days of yore, the Eldar were more advanced. They suffered a sort of similar kind of fall from technological grace as mankind, right? During the fall. And I like Lewetten's explanation of that being because all of their technology is psychic related, and they can't do psychic things anymore because of the doohickeys, the chaos. It's chaos, right? And now that's all released and in a bad way. So yes, pussycat, yes, you're a lovely boy. So what did they lose? What kind of fantabulous giant war machines and stuff can we imagine the ancient elves? Ancient elves. It's quite deep, this. Oh, this is a rabbit hole that my brain is going into now. Oh my lord, because you've got the Catan, we're still like uncharted and wandering around during the War of Heaven, weren't they? Or was that... Oh, I'm going to have to do research. I'm going to have to go and watch those 5-hour-long Latin videos again. Oh no, what have I done there? Yeah, that's right, I'm doing the right thing. There was a Great Crusade and Horus Heresy fan game approximately during, I think it was 5th edition, or was it 4th Belt of Lost Souls, had rules posted, and there was a whole forum and stuff. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. Oh, don't make me do it. I can really picture myself getting very lost in that little... Yeah, it would have to be epic scale. I feel like you'd want... I mean, not just because I crave an epic scale game, but I think it makes sense. Because, like, for example, the Crocs... Crocs, such a silly name. The Crocs were enormous, right, in the old days. I've seen some very cool... we've definitely talked about this, because I think I went hunting for that on a live stream. Oh, playing all the old favourites. Or maybe that was in the chat on my Discord. I don't know. Anyway, the Crocs were enormous, right? They were like way bigger than the biggest orcs are now, and that's just like a regular Croc guy, not even like any of their war machines. Yeah, and the whole scale of it, I think you'd want it big. You'd want it like impactful. So epic would be cool. Epic's like, what's the face? Luke from Luke's APS, Geek Gaming. He did a video recently about upscaling epic things and using them to play 40k but at half scale, and how it means you can play a whole game on a coffee table. I thought that was quite a cool idea as well. So yeah, there's things to be thought. I had an idea. We're going right into the depths of my mind, I'm afraid, but I did have an idea the other day as well about a war game that has no dice or chance, and so it's kind of like chess. There's a name for those kinds of games, and I can't remember what it's called now off the top of my head, but where both opponents know all of the options of the other opponent and there's no chance. So yeah, a game like chess, basically. Barrel and this, yeah. But I think there's ways of making that work for wargaming. We so associate wargaming with rolling the dice, and I don't even know if it's desirable, because it's nice to roll dice. It's fun. It's chancy. It's cool, and it does represent a portion of war. Like chance, and people not being 100% good, but at an epic scale game. Anyway, what am I talking about? Rubbish, absolute rubbish. The important thing is, I have to think about what magical technology the elves might have in days of yore, and see if there's any evidence in extant text for any particular things. I imagine it's all very vague, though. I'm sure GW haven't gone into any kind of detail about like specifics of Necron or Krork or Old One or Eldar stuff. Of course, there'd be no humans, because the humans weren't even evolved at that point, right? That's how long ago the War in Heaven was supposed to be, I think. Or if they were like definitely not in space. All right. Oh, it's 10:10. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the stream, which I normally do. We aim to shut up shop at around 10:30, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, depending on how things are going and how people are doing and feeling and all the rest of it. I've done more of this than I realised. All this talk of elves has gotten me in the zone. So I have to work out what the next thing to do on these is. But yeah, so just another 20 minutes or so probably of my prattling and your beautiful work. Speaking of which, let me go have a quick look. Okay, just got a little side spy action. Post progress if you feel so inclined. Oh, there's a little bit of a butt of a gun there, that should be black. Yes, yes, yes. Very good, very good. I think this ties into the Extite Dinos. Earth was seeded by the old ones. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's the general, like, I think even Star Trek did that in the end, right? Why all the aliens look the same? It's because an ancient race seeded the planets. Fine. If a trope works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hence why Eldar terraformed worlds have regular old dinos. Yeah, that does make sense. I like it. Right, things that I can do to these minis. Well, we can do one thing that will make them look better. So this, I was talking about my go-to no-brain usage leather recipe. This is part 2 of that. So it's that tan from Vallejo. Then this, one of my favorite inks. I don't buy like inks from Vallejo anymore because there's no point really. You just get the same stuff in bigger bottles for cheaper from artists. But this stuff, I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's very nice and I do like it. So whatever they've done there, they've sold me a little bit diluted, and then just wash this over all the leather, and that'll start getting it into a tanned leather. It's kind of like one of the reasons I like this is it feels like the process of leather. You've got something that looks kind of pinky and fleshy, and then you tan it with this, and then what we may not have time to get to is that I'll go in with a little stubby brush. I can't see it. Anyway, a tiny little stubby brush that I've literally trimmed the hairs of, and then I'll dry brush. Well, that's not such a set part of the recipe really, it's just these 2 parts, but I'll dry brush probably this tan color again, and then maybe another layer of a lighter color to represent the scratches and to highlight it, and it goes very fast and looks very convincing for my money, and involves 0 brain effort. So there you go. Craig's go-to leather recipe, as people like to call it. I've always thought that's a funny way of describing. What's your recipe for X? But yes, I suppose it is like a recipe though. It's ingredients and technique. Yes. There you go. It's already starting to dry, looking more leathery, less pink. Before and after shot. Doesn't really come across on camera, does it? Never mind. Boom. Yeah. Oh, my brain is really off on one on this. It's almost annoying when something like this happens, when your brain gets hooked on an idea and then it's just buzzing around in my head now. You'd want a D6 based system to keep it in line with the rest of the 40k games. Since they've released the Horus Heresy's got blast markers, maybe we could go back to blast markers for it. That might be cool. And some scatter dice action. I don't know, maybe, not sure. Anyway, last calls for Discord posts. Discard. Yeah. Anyway, Freudian slip. Yes, get your Discord posts in if you want to show us where you're going, what you're doing. I don't have to post it because you can see it. You can see what I'm doing on my little elves with your own eyes. You look at the screen. And if you do look at the screen, stop looking at the screen. Look at the thing that you're painting. All right. Oh, that's all he's got. Cool. Yeah, sorry. When I said the horror, it's just because I sort of had in my head, blast markers, because of the Horus Heresy. But yeah, it's not. What was the difference between because Horus Heresy is based on. What is Horus Heresy based on? The rule set? It's not certainly not sex. My lord, we're full of the Freudian slips. 6th ed, not sex ed. It's 2nd ed even. What am I saying? Right. Horus Heresy is not based on 2nd edition rules, right? But it is based on like 7th edition rules. Is that right? I don't know. I haven't read the rule book. But no, it can't be 7th. That's too late, isn't it? Is it 6th? But yeah, I don't know what the difference between those editions is anymore. My brain does not contain that information. My brain barely contains the information for the current edition. So I don't know what the. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean. Keep it in the same. Oh, there they are. Yeah. The big flame markers. I remember all that. 3rd edition. Yeah, cool. Yeah, but then I suppose if it was epic scale, it would have to be different, because those markers would be a little bit big, except for the very most powerful guns. But yeah, I mean, almost sort of be tempted to. Oh, I really am banging on about this idea now, aren't I? But I would be tempted to kind of one-page rulify it, or at least have a version of the game that was like that, so that people could pick it up, and then you could have more complicated expansions and that kind of stuff. That's a trick that is missed by anyway. Because the thing about 2nd ed and even Horus Heresy, for my taste, the little bits that I know of it, is it's a bit intense to dive in on all that. I don't think that I'm not a big fan of the. Like, there is still a lot to remember in 9th ed, but the basic core functionality, rules-wise, this is the kind of crunch talk that I like, by the way. Not the specifics of the game per se, but like the generalities of game design. So the fundamental core of the rule set, I think, is quite strong now in terms of. It's not particularly consistent, but it is kind of understandable, and you can hold it in your head. I feel like they did not do that with old editions. Like, it was definitely a game made for people who wanted to obsessively learn the rules or look at things up constantly in books. Maybe that's just me being not very good with remembering rules, but that's my feeling. Whereas now it's a little more manageable, but not overly simplified, which I think is what was the criticism leveled at 8th edition, right? But anyway, I will think about that idea some more. Because why not? Because why not? Maybe find some collaborators. See, this is something that I've realized running the YouTube channel is I have lots of unfinished projects in my life. I think lots of people do. It's not just me. But the main reason I've consistently put out videos every week for the past while now, several months, is because there are people expecting them. And what an amazing thing it is to have a little bit of collaboration or expectation in one's life as motivation. So yeah, think about that. Come up with maybe a little foundational thing and then invite some collaborators in to come have a play. Maybe I'm not sold. I'm not 100% sold. What am I saying? It's 10:30 on a Saturday night. I'm talking crap, painting elves, talking rubbish. Would have been good to do some edge highlights on these guys. That always makes a project look more done. But we made progress. That's the important thing. That's what these are all about. Making progress. Well, actually, I think technically these are about finishing projects. I'm literally not doing that. I'm starting a million projects and finishing none of them. That's how it goes. All right. It is 20 minutes past 10 o'clock. What's going on in the chat? Post an image, modern day recreation. Yep. That's fair. So I'm told that all the different editions of Epic are very different. Yeah. I have like 4 or 5 tanks I'm in various stages of converting or assembling. Nice. Yeah, that's how it goes. Been busy stuffing my face here, guys. Sorry, that's all right. Stuff away. I haven't actually had dinner yet. I had a kind of a late amorphous lunch that involved eating hummus out of the pot with a teaspoon and that sort of thing. Because I was editing videos for Monday. But yeah, so I haven't had dinner yet. I have to do that momentarily. Let's have a quick look, see here what's going on in the Discord EO. Shrimp. So we've seen that. That's very nice. We've seen some progress going on here. Is that? Oh, there you go. That's better. Yeah, that's in the middle now. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. It's rubbish. Hang on a second. I need to just fix the thing. Fix the thing. Make it good. All right, that should work. There we go. I don't know why I have to. Anyway, I might do a little research and work out what's going on there. So yes, very nice. There you go. Now this is all making sense to me, seeing it from above, and very posh, getting little like multi-angle frames and all that. I don't know. What have you used to do that? There must be an app, I suppose. Yes, awesome. Colourful glory. I'm trying to remember. No, you don't oil wash your stuff, do you? Is there some step that you do at the end? I thought that was... No, I'm going crazy. Anyway, it looks cool as it is. So yeah, nice work. Lovely jubbly. Some old school markers there, love. Very good. Then Mr. Dargo building this enormous and phenomenally cool looking dread. Very nice work there, sir. I do like that pose. I like that. Like, he's very dynamic. Going for it. Is he going to have a tactical rock under that foot though? That's the question. That's it. Yes, those two, right? Lovely. Yeah, they are super cool and chunky. They do. They look like I'm not. Might upset some people here, but I'm not a big fan of the box threads, to be honest. I don't know. They just look like boxes to me. But these guys, they look very cool. Hang on. I should have read the thing before I did the thing. Oh, this is okay. This is. I recognize those. That's that. Yeah, that guy was on releasing lots of Eldar proxies, right? Yes. Nice, and a little Star Wars drone, right? Yeah, awesome. Very cool, very cute. A little flying boy for the squad, and a special Eldar guest. Yes. Very nice. Drunk Mogus Scala stuff. Oh, there you go. That's the name of the guy. Yeah, and the little boy is indeed adorable. He is an adorable. Awesome, cool. And what have I done? Well, you've been here for the whole lot of it. These guys. Should I do? Let me see if I can. I've got a dry. I've I've got a dry one, I think. One of them's already dry. Let's just bring over the whole damn pot of brushes. Oh, hang on, I'm not showing you. There you go. That's what I'm going to do. Bim, 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 bim. My pot of oil / dead brushes. Where is it? It's not like lying around. Oh, it's there. There you go. This is the brush that I was talking about. It's actually recently got a clean. No, or has it? No, it recently had a light paint used. I'm a liar. There you go. So it's just an old brush that's trimmed, and then what we do is find a dry one, hopefully. That looks dry. This isn't rocket science here, but just dry brush it. That's a bit too much. Just dry brush it with the original pale colour. I think I didn't finish a sentence earlier. I was going to say my the underpainting experiment videos that you find on my channel, all of the leather is done like this on those. If I get a commission where it's not really stipulated, this is probably what I'll do. I just think it looks neat as a worn leather look. So stage 1, is it coming? Yeah, it never comes through on camera, does it? Never mind. And then the bit that makes it extra good is me being able to find the paint I want. Is that going to be? No, I think. Well, we'll try it. I don't think I've ever done it with bone. This is a big jump, but get a lighter colour. I would normally go with something like this heavy skin tone, or maybe khaki. But I fancy trying something a little bit more daring today. Get the old paint out the brush, get the new paint on the brush, and is that mixing with the old paint? Looks like it is. We're going to regret doing that probably, but anyway. Come on, clean yourself up. Okay, that's looking all right now. And some of this on there. Bash it out. And this, the idea of this lighter one is to do the nicks and scratches. So that's wet. I thought I would regret that. There we go. Do. Yeah. I like that brighter colour. That works. Anyway. Speedy leather. Yeah. Needs a bit of finessing. That's always the case. This might be a good option as well for doing some of that damage that they were talking about in the rules there. Do something like that. That looks alright, doesn't it? A bit of scrubby work there. Why not? Get my bus seat cover themed elves looking a bit more worn. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm going to do that, but not now. Now I'm going to go have a little drink, have a little food, and spend the rest of my Saturday evening chilling out. So thanks very much for joining, as always, guys. I hope you had a nice time. Feel free to hang out in the Discord more. I don't really look at the Webway weekend unless we're doing the Webway weekend. But we do updates if people post in there so between now and next Webway weekend, if you post some elves in there, then we'll look at them. If you're not posting elves, then post them somewhere else. Post them in the post your mini section. But we allow non-elf stuff during the live stream, but I think it'd be a bit crazy if you just filled it up with non-elf stuff between the live streams. Wouldn't it? I don't know. So yeah, it's been a blast as always. Been nice to see some people appearing who haven't been around for a while. And Kay, I feel like we haven't seen you before, right? So new faces as well. Always a pleasure. I will leave the thing running for a little bit so you can say goodbyes if you want to, And see you next time. Bye. No, didn't work.